All right, so I don't want to trigger you, but we've talked a lot about overthinking.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm sitting here listening, I'm like, I'm more of a slow roll, write more often, but I'm not very effective because I'm pretty slow. I think a lot about things. I'm very deliberate. Then it seems to me then the unit of focus for a person who's really worried about speed would be that repetition and that practice to get, if
they're worried about speed.
Yeah, if they're good because they're right a lot, but it's just taking too long to be right.
Yeah, everybody's moved on before they get the answer. Yeah. Then it's repetition and practice.
Yeah.
Or practice.
I think there was one of the basketball players said he practiced a 3-point 100 times a day for 10 years or something.
Exactly. If you look at all professionals in all realms, they're not really advancing their skills in some super technical way. They're getting good at the basics. They're practicing the basics, and when a few basics get together as a dynamic system, you get the emergence of remarkable abilities.
Yeah.
And so again, I would go back to, and we've talked about this before, if you're debating between System 1, System 2, and System 3 thinking, I'm not sure why you would do that, because this just takes a little bit of effort to get it, and it's better than these two. But if you are, I think what you have to look at is the real fundamental definition of smart is your ability to adapt to your situation.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a job or a life where you have to think it through, the requirements of your job are to think it through in a sophisticated way and get it right.
Yeah.
And there's no time pressure. Well, then, I still think you would benefit from understanding metacognitively the underlying structures. So you'd get some of that in this. But you could probably stay in System 2. Now, if you have kids and you care about your kids, maybe that's your job, but I'm telling you, when your kids come in, things are going to happen fast. In the teenage years, things are going to be happening fast. You're going to need to think fast.
Yeah.
Right? If you get in an accident, a car accident, you're going to have to think fast about all the things that are going on.
Yeah.
If you are in any other thing other than that very particular job, you're going to need to think fast.
Yeah, because most of us are part of teams or
we're part of
organizations.
teams.
And so we've got to keep up.
Right.
We've got to sort of be thinking, we have to be fast and right. And I think that's why a lot of the people that we work with, they come because there's some huge external forces that are about to impact their business, or the special forces guys.
Yeah.
Who
they have to get it right, and they have to do it fast.
Because it's their life on the line.
Same with pro athletes. Yeah. That's why when we work with special forces, when we work with pro athletes, when we work with people that really, musicians are another one, they just get this. This just makes total sense to them. Of course, in order to be really good and fast, it requires practice. But we haven't built that into the culture of our schooling and our developmental culture as humans. We haven't built the idea that you can actually practice the brain stuff. We built it into physical stuff. We built it into tactical stuff, firemen, policemen, all this kind of stuff. But, we, for whatever reason, we don't think of it here.
I think people get it in concept that they want to be fast and right, but they don't really know what that means and how to really do it. And I do think people have a tendency to put themselves in camps.
Yeah.
Right. And so I guess what I would like to get across is, all people oscillate between these two. We're not all this or all that. We may tend towards one. But I think the goal is to get the best of both.
Well, the thing is, we really haven't known what to practice or that there is something to practice until very recently, in the last 10 years, with the research that we've done. How do we actually know? When we started researching, we didn't know the answer to this. So this didn't exist.
Right.
People don't even know that this exists. And we didn't know critically what to practice and how to practice. We know what and how to practice at football or lacrosse, or, the SEALs know what to practice. Firemen know what to practice. In the mental fitness space, in the systems thinking space, we had no idea what was effective.
Right.
Well, we now do. We know exactly what to practice, and we know its effect.
Yes.
Right? And we know it exists those structures exist in reality. So that opens up this world. Without those things, this world is just a hypothetical, this System 3 world.
That's right. It's just an ideal.
It's just an ideal. They're like, oh, yeah, we can be fast and right. Oh, great. Yeah. That sounds like awesome. Great, But if we don't know the nitty-gritty of what do we actually practice, and do we know it works, and how do we practice, what are some of the techniques for practice, then this world is just like a fantasy.